The courtroom smells like old wood and broken promises. I sit with my hands folded on the table, trying to look like a man who deserves his son. My lawyer, some gray-haired guy my brother recommended, keeps whispering things I don't hear. All I see is Ethan across the room, 6 years old, coloring in a book while a social worker watches him through the glass partition. He hasn't looked at me once. My ex-wife, Miranda, sits beside her lawyer like a porcelain doll someone dressed for church. She's wearing pearls. Actual pearls. The woman who used to do tequila shots off my chest is wearing pearls and dabbing her eyes with a tissue. Your Honor, her lawyer begins, standing with the kind of confidence that makes my stomach drop. My client's husband is a man incapable of emotional connection, cold, distant, a father only in biology. I feel the words like punches. Miranda nods, tears sliding down her cheeks. Perfect timing. She always knew when to cry. The judge, a woman in her 50s with reading glasses and zero patience, looks at me like I'm already guilty. Then the courtroom door opens. A woman walks in. Late 20s, maybe 30. Dark suit that fits like armor. She moves through the room like she owns gravity, and when she reaches my table, she doesn't apologize for being late. She just sets down her briefcase and leans close enough that I smell mint and something floral. I'm Claire Donovan, she whispers. Your new attorney? Your brother hired me an hour ago. Don't speak unless I tell you to. Where's food poisoning? Lucky you, she doesn't smile. She stands and addresses the judge before I can process what's happening. Your Honor, I apologize for the delay. I'm stepping in for Mr. Harding's counsel. I'll need a moment to confer with my client. The judge sighs. 5 minutes. Claire sits, flips open a folder, and looks at me for the first time. Her eyes are gray-blue, surgical. Tell me one true thing about your son. What? One thing, now. My mouth goes dry. He hums when he's scared. This little tune from a cartoon, I don't even think he knows he does it. Something flickers across her face. Not quite warmth. More like recognition. Good, she says. Then louder. We're ready, Your Honor. Miranda's lawyer goes first. He paints me as a ghost. A man who worked late, forgot birthdays, never went to soccer games. Each accusation is technically true and completely hollow. I did work late because Miranda spent money faster than I could make it. I missed his 5th birthday because she told me it was the following week. The soccer games, Mr. Harding never attended a single match, the lawyer says, holding up a printed schedule with red X's marked through dates. Claire stands slowly. May I approach the witness? You may. She walks toward Miranda with the casualness of someone who's already won. Mrs. Harding, you submitted this schedule as evidence that your ex-husband neglected your son's activities. Is that correct? Yes. Miranda's voice trembles. God, she's good. And these red marks indicate the games he missed? Every single one. Claire nods, then produces a second paper from her jacket. This is the actual league schedule, pulled this morning from the county recreation website. Your schedule has dates changed on 6 different occasions, always to times when Mr. Harding was verifiably at work. You falsified evidence. The courtroom goes silent. Miranda's face doesn't change, but her lawyer stands. Your Honor, this is perjury. Claire cuts in, her voice diamond sharp. And we're just getting started. During the recess, I follow Claire into the hallway. How did you? Your brother sent me everything, texts, emails, bank statements. She's scrolling through her phone, not looking at me. Your ex-wife has been setting you up for months, maybe longer. Why would she? Because she's going to marry someone else, someone with money, and you're inconvenient. Claire finally looks up. She doesn't want custody. She wants you out of Ethan's life completely so her new family can play house without complications. The words hit like ice water. The question is, Claire continues, stepping closer, are you actually the father she's describing? Or is that just the role she wrote for you? I should step back. Professional distance. But I don't. I love my son, I say quietly. I know. Her voice drops just slightly. I watched you when Ethan was coloring. You looked at him like he was the only real thing in the room. Something shifts between us. Small, dangerous. Then her phone buzzes. She glances down and her expression changes completely. We need to go back in now. What's wrong? She shows me the screen. It's a text from an unknown number. Tell your client to drop this, or everyone learns what he really did. My blood goes cold. Claire's eyes lock on mine, and for the first time, I see doubt. What? She asks slowly. Did you really do? I can't breathe. Claire is staring at me like I'm a bomb she just discovered in her briefcase, and the hallway suddenly feels too small, too bright. Every sound too loud. I start. But she holds up one finger. Not here. She pulls me into an empty witness room, shuts the door, and stands with her back against it. Her professional mask hasn't cracked, but I can see the calculation behind her eyes. She's deciding whether to believe me or destroy me. Talk, she says. And if you lie to me, I walk and you lose everything. My hands are shaking. 4 years ago, I had an affair. Her expression doesn't change, but something tightens around her mouth. It lasted 3 months. Miranda found out, forgave me publicly, used it against me privately ever since. I'm talking too fast, words tumbling out. But that's not what this is about. The woman I had the affair with, she died. Car accident. 6 months after we ended things, now Claire moves. She crosses the room and I see her lawyer brain working. How did she die? Single vehicle collision. Late at night. They said she'd been drinking. Had she? I don't know. Maybe. I run my hands through my hair. We hadn't spoken since I ended it. Miranda made me cut all contact. But someone thinks you were involved. It's not a question. I wasn't, I say, and my voice cracks. I swear to God I wasn't. Claire studies me for a long moment. Then she does something that surprises us both. She reaches out and touches my arm. Just briefly. A lawyer's touch, clinical and assessing, except it isn't. Not quite. Your ex-wife sent that text, she says quietly. How do you? Because I've been doing this for 8 years, and I know a threat when I see one. She's desperate. Claire pulls her hand back, but the warmth lingers. She thought you'd fold. She doesn't know you hired me. Why does that matter? For the first time, she almost smiles. Because I don't fold. Back in the courtroom, Miranda looks serene, untouchable. The judge calls us to order, and Claire stands like she's about to deliver a eulogy. Your Honor, I'd like to call Daniel Harding to the stand. My stomach drops. My own lawyer is putting me up there. Miranda's attorney grins. I take the stand, hand on the Bible, and swear to tell the truth. The whole truth. Nothing but. Claire approaches slowly. Mr. Harding, did you love your wife? Yes. Do you love your son? More than anything. Have you ever hurt either of them physically? Never. She nods, then pivots. Have you ever betrayed your wife emotionally? The courtroom holds its breath. Yes, I say, and Miranda's lawyer sits forward. I had an affair. 4 years ago. I ended it, confessed, and have spent every day since trying to rebuild trust. Did your wife forgive you? She said she did. But she didn't. Objection, Miranda's lawyer barks. Speculation. Withdrawn. Claire moves closer to me and I see something in her eyes. Strategy and something else. Something that makes my pulse quicken. Mr. Harding, in the past year, has your ex-wife ever used your infidelity to manipulate you? Constantly. Can you give an example? She told me if I fought the custody agreement, she'd tell Ethan I cheated. That I destroyed our family. She said she'd make sure he never looked at me the same way again. Miranda's mask slips, just for a second, but Claire sees it. Your Honor, Claire says, turning, I'd like to submit text messages between Mr. and Mrs. Harding from the past 6 months. You'll note a pattern of emotional coercion and parental alienation. She hands a thick folder to the bailiff. Miranda's lawyer stands. Your Honor, this is... Sit down, counselor. The judge is reading, and her expression darkens with every page. Mrs. Harding, did you send these messages? Miranda's voice is small now, shaky. He hurt me. I was angry. You threatened to poison your son's relationship with his father unless he signed away custody without a fight. That's not anger, Mrs. Harding, that's abuse. The word hangs in the air like smoke. During the afternoon recess, Claire finds me in the courthouse bathroom staring at my reflection. You did well, she says from the doorway. I feel like I'm going to throw up. That's normal. She steps inside, checks the stalls, then leans against the sink beside me. We're winning, are we? Yes. She turns to look at me, and we're close enough that I can see gold flecks in her gray-blue eyes. But Miranda's going to play her last card. The affair. The dead woman. She'll try to make you look dangerous. What if I am? The question slips out before I can stop it. Claire doesn't flinch. Are you? I don't know. My voice is barely a whisper. Sometimes I think about her, the woman who died. I wonder if Miranda did something. Paid someone. She was so calm after the accident. Too calm. Did you investigate? How could I? I had no proof. No reason except gut feeling. I turned to face Claire fully. And if I was wrong, I'd look insane, paranoid, exactly what Miranda's trying to prove I am. Claire is quiet for a moment. Then she does something that crosses every professional line. She takes my hand. Listen to me, she says, her voice low and fierce. Tomorrow Miranda's lawyer is going to rip into you. He's going to make you look like a cheater, a liar, possibly worse. You're going to want to fight back. Don't stay calm. Stay human. Let me handle it. Why are you doing this? Doing what? Believing me. Helping me. You don't even know me. Her grip tightens slightly. I know enough. Claire, I watched you look at your son, she interrupts. And I've watched your ex-wife perform. I know which one is real. She pauses and something vulnerable flashes across her face. I had a father who fought for me once. He lost. I won't let that happen to Ethan. Before I can respond, before I can process what she's just revealed, her phone buzzes. She looks down, and the blood drains from her face. What is it? She shows me the screen. Another text from the unknown number. The woman who died wasn't an accident, and your lawyer knows it. Below the text is a photo, Claire, younger, maybe 10 years ago, standing outside a courthouse with the woman I had the affair with, my dead lover. They're embracing like old friends. I step back, my hand slipping from hers. You knew her? Claire's voice is hollow. She was my sister. The bathroom tiles are cold under my hands. I've pressed myself against the wall, as far from Claire as the small space allows, and she's still standing by the sink with her phone in her hand like it's a loaded gun. Your sister, I repeat, and my voice sounds distant, underwater. The woman yes, and you knew. This whole time you knew. No. She looks up and there's something raw in her eyes, something that looks like truth or an excellent imitation of it. I knew she'd had an affair with a married man. I knew it destroyed her. I didn't know it was you until your brother sent me the case files this morning. This morning. And you still took the case, yes. Why? She closes her eyes. When she opens them again, they're wet. Because Sarah, my sister, she told me something before she died. She said the wife knew everything. Had known for weeks before the husband ended it. She said the wife was watching her, following her, sending her messages from fake accounts. Claire's voice cracks. She said she was scared. The room spins. Miranda, I whisper. I don't know. Sarah died 3 days after she told me that. And I spent 4 years trying to prove it wasn't an accident. But there was never enough evidence. She gestures helplessly. A feeling. A sister's intuition. So what am I? The words come out hard, sharp. Some kind of revenge? You're destroying Miranda through me. No. She moves toward me and I flinch. She stops. You think I planned this? I didn't even know your name until 8 hours ago. Your brother found me because I have a reputation for taking impossible custody cases. She laughs, but there's no humor in it. This is the universe's cruelest joke. Or the perfect opportunity. Her face hardens. You think I'd use a 6-year-old boy for revenge? I think you have every reason to hate me. I do hate you. The words are soft, devastating. I've hated you for 4 years. The married man who broke my sister's heart and then disappeared while she spiraled. I used to imagine meeting you, what I'd say, what I'd do. She steps closer and I'm trapped against the wall. But then I saw you in that courtroom. And you weren't the monster I'd built in my head. You were just broken, like Miranda broke both of you. You don't know that, don't I? Her voice rises. I read every text message between you and your ex-wife. I know exactly what she did to you. The gaslighting, the manipulation, the way she twisted your guilt into a weapon. Claire's breathing hard now. Too close, too intense. Sarah had the same messages. Different words, same pattern. Miranda didn't just watch my sister. She hunted her. The door opens. We jump apart like teenagers caught kissing. A woman walks in, does a double take seeing me, then backs out quickly. Sorry, wrong. The door swings shut. Claire and I stare at each other, both breathing too hard. We can't do this, I say. Do what? Whatever this is. I gesture between us. I'm your client. Your dead sisters, I know what you are. She turns away, grips the edge of the sink. And tomorrow I'm going to walk into that courtroom and defend you. Because that's what Sarah would want. Not revenge, justice. How do you know what she'd want? Because she told me. Claire's reflection in the mirror looks haunted. The last time I saw her, she said she didn't blame you. She said you were a good man in a bad situation. And the real villain was the woman who made you both feel like loving was a crime. Silence stretches between us. The text message. I finally say, someone knows about you and Sarah, they're going to use it. Let them. She straightens and the lawyer mask slides back into place. Let Miranda play that card. Because if she does, she admits she knew about my sister. And if she knew about Sarah, then she knew where Sarah would be that night. You think Miranda killed her? I think Miranda is capable of anything. Claire turns to face me fully, and I think she's been systematically destroying everyone who gets in her way. Your reputation, your relationship with your son. Maybe even she stops. What? Nothing. I need to make a call. She's already moving toward the door. Claire, wait. Court resumes in 20 minutes. Meet me at the defense table. And Daniel? She pauses at the threshold. Don't trust anyone. Not even me. Then she's gone and I'm alone with the ghost of her sister between us. The afternoon session starts with Miranda's lawyer going for blood. Mr. Harding, you mentioned an affair. Let's discuss that. He's smiling now, shark-like. The woman's name was Sarah Donovan, correct? I feel Claire tense beside me. Yes. And Ms. Donovan died shortly after your affair ended? Yes. How convenient. Objection. Claire is on her feet. Counsel is implying, sustained. The judge looks annoyed. Counselor, make your point or move on. Miranda's lawyer nods. Mr. Harding, did you know that your current attorney is Sarah Donovan's sister? The courtroom erupts. The judge bangs her gavel. Order! Claire's face is stone. Your Honor, I disclosed this conflict to my client this morning. He chose to retain my services regardless. It's a lie. A perfect protective lie. The judge looks at me. Is this true, Mr. Harding? I meet Claire's eyes. She's giving me an out. A way to claim she deceived me. Get her disbarred. Maybe even turn this whole thing around on her. But then I see it. The same desperate hope I feel every time Ethan almost looks at me. Yes, Your Honor, I hear myself say. Ms. Donovan disclosed the relationship. I trust her completely. Miranda's lawyer laughs. Actually laughs. You trust the sister of the woman you had an affair with? The woman who died under mysterious circumstances? There was nothing mysterious, I say, and my voice is steady now, certain. It was ruled an accident, was it? He produces a document. This is a police report filed by Sarah Donovan 2 weeks before her death. A complaint about someone following her, sending threatening messages. She never identified who, but isn't it interesting that you ended your affair right around the same time? My blood runs cold, And isn't it even more interesting that those same threatening messages were sent from a burner phone purchased with a credit card that has never been traced? He's setting me up, making me look guilty. But then Claire stands, and her voice cuts through the chaos like a blade. Your Honor, I have the receipts for that burner phone. The room goes silent. The card was purchased at an electronics store in downtown. The transaction was completed at 2:47 p.m. on March 15th, 4 years ago. She produces a document. Security footage from that date shows exactly who bought it. She presses a button on her laptop. The courtroom screen flickers to life, and there, in grainy black and white footage, is Miranda, buying a phone, looking directly at the camera, smiling. The recess is chaos. Miranda's lawyer is shouting about chain of custody. The judge is threatening to hold someone in contempt, and Claire is standing in the center of it all, calm as ice, while her phone vibrates continuously in her hand. I catch her in the hallway. How did you get that footage? I've been investigating my sister's death for 4 years. She's not looking at me, just staring at her phone. I knew Miranda was involved. I just couldn't prove it. Until now, Claire, you could lose your license. You're emotionally compromised. You should have recused yourself. I know. Then why? Because I'm done watching guilty people win. She finally looks up and there are tears on her cheeks. Sarah died because your wife is a monster. You're losing your son because she's rewriting history. When does it stop? When do we stop letting her destroy people? Not like this. Not by destroying yourself. It's already done. She shows me her phone. 17 missed calls. All from the same number, the State Bar Association. Someone reported her. Miranda. I breathe. Probably. Claire's smile is brittle. She moves fast when she's cornered. What are you going to do? She slides the phone back into her pocket. Win your case. Then face whatever comes next. I can't let you. It's not your choice. Her hand finds mine, quick and warm. I'm doing this for Sarah, for Ethan, for every person Miranda has ever broken. Her grip tightens. And maybe a little bit for you? Before I can respond, her phone rings. She answers, listens, and her face goes white. What? I ask. She lowers the phone slowly. That was the police. They want to talk to both of us. Her voice is hollow. They're reopening Sarah's case. And someone's claiming we conspired to frame Miranda for murder. The police interview room smells like burnt coffee and fear. Detective Morrison, mid-40s, tired eyes, wedding ring worn thin, sits across from us with a folder thick enough to contain my entire life. Claire is beside me, close enough that our shoulders touch and I can feel her trembling even though her face reveals nothing. Let me make sure I understand, Morrison says, flipping through pages. Ms. Donovan, you've been investigating your sister's death for 4 years. You believe Mrs. Miranda Harding was responsible, and then, conveniently, you end up representing Mr. Harding in a custody case against the very woman you suspect of murder. It wasn't convenient, Claire says. It was coincidence. Some coincidence. Morrison looks at me. And you, Mr. Harding. You had an affair with the victim, ended it abruptly, and she died weeks later. Now you're working with her sister to destroy your ex-wife's credibility. I'm trying to see my son. Are you? He slides a photograph across the table. Because someone sent us this. It's a photo of Claire and me. In the courthouse bathroom. Her hand in mine, taken through the crack in the door. My stomach drops. That's not what it looks like, I start, but Morrison holds up a hand. Here's what I think it looks like. I think 2 people with revenge fantasies found each other and cooked up a scheme. Plant evidence, manipulate a custody hearing, destroy Miranda Harding's life the way you think she destroyed yours. He leans forward. The problem is we pulled the security footage from that electronics store. It's been edited, timestamps off by 6 minutes, and the metadata shows it was altered 2 days ago. Claire's face drains of color. That's impossible, she whispers. Is it? Because we also have testimony from the store owner. He remembers selling that phone, but not to Miranda Harding. Morrison slides another photo across. He sold it to you, Ms. Donovan, 4 years ago. Same day your sister filed her police report. The room tilts. I turn to look at Claire and she's staring at the photo like it's a snake. No, she breathes. No, that's not. I never. Sarah filed the report because you told her to. Morrison continues, his voice almost gentle now. You were trying to build a case against Miranda even then. But there wasn't enough evidence. So you bought the phone, sent the messages yourself, made your sister think she was in danger. That's insane, I snap. Claire loved her sister. She would never. Her sister was sleeping with a married man and spiraling into depression. Maybe Ms. Donovan thought scaring her would make her stop the affair. And the relationship that was destroying her? Morrison's eyes are sad. But Sarah died anyway, and Ms. Donovan has spent 4 years trying to make someone else pay for what she started. Claire is shaking now, violent tremors running through her whole body. Tell him, I say to her. Tell him it's not true. She doesn't speak. Claire, Her voice cracks. I did buy a phone, but it wasn't. I was trying to help. Sarah wouldn't listen to me about Miranda. She thought I was being paranoid. So She closes her eyes. I sent her a few messages, just to make her see that someone was watching. That she needed to be careful. The air leaves my lungs, but then she got scared, Claire continues, tears streaming now. Really scared. And I couldn't tell her it was me without looking insane. So I let her believe it was Miranda. I even helped her file the police report because I thought if there was an official record, then when Miranda did something, we'd have proof. But Miranda never did anything, Morrison says quietly. Did she? Claire's silence is answer enough. The night Sarah died, Morrison continues. Where were you? Home. Alone. No alibi. I didn't kill my sister. Claire's voice is desperate now. I loved her. I was trying to protect her. By terrorizing her? By making her so paranoid she could barely function? Morrison shakes his head. Sarah's therapist testified that she was having panic attacks, couldn't sleep, Thought she was being followed everywhere. And the night she died, she'd been drinking because she couldn't handle the stress anymore. No, Claire whispers. You killed your sister, Ms. Donovan, not with your hands, but with your obsession. And now you're trying to frame an innocent woman to avoid facing what you did. Miranda isn't innocent. Claire slams her hand on the table. She manipulated Daniel, isolated him, poisoned his son against him. She's done this to other people. I know she has. Can you prove any of that? Silence. Morrison stands. Mr. Harding, you're free to go. Ms. Donovan, we're going to need you to stay for further questioning. And I'm recommending the State Bar suspend your license pending investigation. I should leave. I should walk out. Find a new lawyer, distance myself from this disaster. Instead, I hear myself say no. Morrison turns. Excuse me? Claire didn't fabricate evidence. I stand up. Someone is setting her up. Just like someone's been setting me up. And I think I know who. Daniel, don't, Claire says. But I'm already pulling out my phone. I open my messages and find the thread with Miranda from 3 months ago. Miranda has been trying to get me to sign over custody without a fight for months, I say, scrolling through. Every time I pushed back, something bad happened. I'd get pulled over for a DUI I didn't commit. My boss would receive anonymous tips about me stealing. My apartment would get broken into, but nothing taken, just moved around to make me feel unsafe. I hand the phone to Morrison. Look at the timestamps. Every incident happens within 24 hours of me refusing to give up Ethan. Morrison reads, his expression shifting. And yesterday, I continue, someone sent threatening texts to both of us. About Sarah's death. About Claire being her sister. The only person who knew both of those things and had something to gain from exposing them was Miranda. Claire finishes, her voice stronger now. She must have known I was investigating Sarah's death. She must have been tracking me the same way she tracked my sister. And when you ended up representing me, I say, she saw an opportunity. Discredit you, discredit the evidence, make us both look like vengeful conspirators. Morrison is quiet for a long moment. Then he reaches for his radio. Pull Miranda Harding's phone records for the past 72 hours and get a warrant for her cloud storage. He looks at us. If you're right and someone's been systematically harassing you both, there will be evidence. Digital footprints, something. And if we're wrong, I ask, then Ms. Donovan loses everything. He meets Claire's eyes. I hope for your sake you're telling the truth. 3 hours later, Morrison returns. His expression tells me everything before he speaks. We found them. The texts. The photo from the bathroom. All sent from devices linked to Miranda Harding's accounts. He sits down heavily. We also found something else, plans. Detailed plans for how to destroy your custody case. Mr. Harding, including notes about eliminating the sister problem if Claire got too close to the truth. Eliminating, Claire whispers. We're bringing Mrs. Harding in for questioning now, and we're reopening Sarah's case with new focus. Morrison looks at Claire. The edited footage? That was Miranda too. She had access to the original through discovery in your custody case. She altered it, planted it, made it look like you faked evidence. Claire's hands are shaking again, but differently now. Sarah, she breathes. What about Sarah? We're investigating. But Ms. Donovan, his voice softens. Even if Miranda killed your sister, what you did, terrorizing Sarah to prove a point, that still happened. You'll have to live with that. Claire nods slowly. I know. The custody hearing resumes 2 days later. Miranda is absent, arrested pending investigation for witness tampering, harassment, and conspiracy. Her lawyer withdraws. The judge looks at me over her reading glasses. Mr. Harding, given the circumstances, I'm prepared to award you full custody of Ethan. Effective immediately. I should feel victorious, relieved. Instead, I feel hollow, Your Honor, I say, standing. I'd like to request joint custody. Supervised visits for Miranda once she's... I swallow hard. Once things are resolved, Claire's head snaps toward me. The judge raises an eyebrow. You're showing remarkable mercy toward someone who tried to destroy you. I'm thinking about my son, I say quietly. Whatever Miranda did to me, to Claire, to Sarah, Ethan loves his mother. He doesn't understand what's happening, and I won't be the person who takes that from him unless I absolutely have to. The judge studies me for a long moment. Then she nods. Granted. With the provision that all visits are supervised and contingent on Mrs. Harding's legal resolution. She bangs her gavel. We're adjourned. Outside the courthouse, Claire and I stand on the steps. Ethan is being brought to me by the social worker. I can see him through the glass doors, still coloring, still humming that little tune when he's nervous. "You didn't have to do that," Claire says. "Show mercy." Yes, I did. I look at her. Because if I've learned anything from this nightmare, it's that revenge doesn't fix anything. It just makes more bodies. Her eyes fill with tears. "I killed my sister." "No, Miranda killed your sister. You just loved her badly." I take her hand. "There's a difference." "Is there?" "There has to be." The door's open. Ethan walks out, sees me, and stops. For a moment, we just look at each other. Father and son, strangers and everything. Then he starts humming that little tune, and I hum it back. His face breaks into the smallest smile, and he runs toward me. I catch him, hold him, and over his shoulder, I see Claire. She's crying, smiling, breaking and mending at once. "Thank you," I mouth. She nods. Then she turns and walks away down the courthouse steps. Into whatever comes next. I don't know if I'll see her again. But I know that in trying to save me, she saved herself, and sometimes that's the only victory that matters. 6 months later, I'm reading Ethan a bedtime story when my phone rings. Unknown number. I almost don't answer, but something, instinct, hope, stupidity, makes me pick up. "Daniel?" Claire's voice, quieter than I remember. "It's me." My heart stops. "Claire." They dropped the charges. Miranda confessed to everything. Sarah's death, the harassment, all of it. A pause. "She ran Sarah off the road, made it look like an accident." "Jesus," she said. Claire's voice breaks. "She said Sarah was going to tell you the truth. That Miranda had been faking a pregnancy to keep you in the marriage. Sarah was going to blow everything up, so Miranda—" "I'm sorry," I whisper. "God, Claire, I'm so sorry. I spent 4 years hating you," she says softly. "For something you didn't even know about. For being a victim too. Where are you?" "Standing outside your apartment." I freeze. Then I'm moving, phone still to my ear, opening the door. She's there. Thinner, tired, but real. "I couldn't call from inside," she says, lowering her phone. "Because I needed to see your face when I told you the last part." "What last part?" Miranda kept records. Detailed records of everyone she'd manipulated over the years. Every relationship she destroyed, every person she hurt. Claire's eyes are dark. There were 17 others, Daniel. 17 people whose lives she systematically ruined. And Sarah, her voice breaks. Sarah was just the only one who died. The weight of it settles over us. "I'm testifying," Claire continues, "against her. For all of them. But I needed you to know." She steps closer. "That night in the bathroom when I took your hand, it wasn't strategy. It wasn't revenge. It was truth." I finish. She nods. Behind me, Ethan calls out, "Daddy, who's there?" I look back at my son, then at Claire. "A friend," I call to Ethan. Then to Claire, quieter. "Someone who fought for us when no one else would." "I fought for the wrong reasons," she says. "But you still fought. And you won." I reach out, and after a moment she takes my hand. "What happens now?" "I don't know. The bar's reviewing my case. I might never practice law again." She looks down at our joined hands. "But for the first time in 4 years, I can sleep at night. Because Sarah's story is finally told, and the monster who killed her is in a cage. That's something. It's everything." We stand there on my doorstep, 2 broken people who found each other in the worst way possible and survived anyway. "Stay for dinner," I hear myself say. "It's just mac and cheese, but I'd like that." Inside, Ethan looks up from his coloring book as we enter. "Who's she?" he asks. I look at Claire and she looks back. And something passes between us. Not romance, not yet, maybe not ever. But understanding. Recognition. The knowledge that sometimes the people who save us are the ones who needed saving too. Someone who helped Daddy find his way home. I tell my son. Claire kneels down beside him. "What are you drawing?" "Superheroes," Ethan says seriously. "They fight bad guys. Do they win?"
He considers this.
"Sometimes. But it's okay if they don't, as long as they keep trying." Claire looks up at me, tears in her eyes. "Yeah," she whispers, "as long as they keep trying." Epilogue. 5 years later. The woman in the prison visitor's room looks nothing like the polished creature who wore pearls in court. Miranda's hair is gray now. Her hands shake. But her eyes still have that calculating gleam. You came, she says when I sit down across from her. Ethan asked me to. I fold my hands on the table. He wanted me to tell you he made the soccer team. Something flickers across her face. Pain, maybe. Or regrets distant cousin. How is he? Good. Happy. He asks about you sometimes. But not much. No, not much. She nods slowly. And the lawyer. You're Claire. I say her name firmly. Her name is Claire. She's my wife now. Miranda's smile is bitter. How poetic. The sister of the woman I killed. The woman you murdered, I correct. Let's use accurate words. Does she hate me? Every day. Good. Miranda leans forward. Do you want to know the real reason I did it? All of it? No. The answer surprises her. Because it doesn't matter, I continue. You're here. We're out there. And every day you spend in this cage, my son grows up a little more free from your shadow. He'll always be my son. He's his own person. That's what you never understood. I stand. Sarah was her own person. I was my own person. But you couldn't let anyone exist without owning them. I loved you, Miranda says, and for the first time she sounds almost human. In my way, I did. I know, I pick up my jacket. But love isn't supposed to be a cage, Miranda. It's supposed to be wings. That's naive. Maybe. But I'd rather be naive and free than brilliant and trapped. I head for the door, then pause. Ethan wanted me to tell you something else. What? That he forgives you. He doesn't understand what you did, but he forgives you anyway. Because that's what his therapist says helps him heal. I meet her eyes one last time. He's a better person than either of us deserve. I don't wait for her response. Outside, Claire is waiting in the car with Ethan. How was she? Claire asks as I slide into the driver's seat. Broken, still dangerous, still Miranda. I reach over and take her hand, but smaller somehow, like the truth made her less real. Claire squeezes my fingers. The truth does that. It either makes you or breaks you. In the back seat, Ethan has his headphones on, humming along to some song I don't know. I look at him in the rearview mirror, this boy who survived his parents' war and came out somehow intact, and I feel it. The weight lifting, the past finally becoming past. She asked if you hated her, I tell Claire quietly. What did you say? That you did. Every day, Claire is quiet for a moment. Then she smiles, sad and true. I lied to you once at the beginning. Do you remember? About knowing I was Sarah's married man. No, when I said I hated you for 4 years. She turns to look at me fully. I wanted to hate you. But the truth is I hated myself for not saving her. For the messages, for pushing her, for all of it. You were just easier to blame. And now? Now I know that some people are hurricanes. Miranda was a hurricane, and hurricanes don't need reasons. They just destroy. She lifts our joined hands to her lips, kisses my knuckles. But we rebuilt. That's what matters. I start the car. As we pull away from the prison, Ethan takes off his headphones. Dad, can we get ice cream? Sure, buddy. Can Mom come? He means Claire. As for 3 years now, Claire turns in her seat. Absolutely. But you're sharing with me because I forgot lunch. Deal. We drive toward the ice cream shop. 3 people who found each other in the ruins and built something real. Behind us, the prison shrinks in the rearview mirror. And ahead, the sun is setting, painting the sky in colors that look like forgiveness. Or maybe just tomorrow. Either way, we drive toward it. Together,